How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to some more The Song of Saya. Saya no Uta. Last episode was quite a doozy. I hope you all enjoyed it. Without much to say, except I guess let's jump right back into it, shall we? Let's see what more chaos can be sown. Let's see. There's a lot of new ones. I don't know why it's saving up to 5. That's weird. But let's go ahead and click on this one. Yes, load. Okay. Ah, yes. We're back in... I guess he's still alive? But say... Well, let me just continue on. Maybe he's not. Maybe he's actually still alive. Maybe he's dead. I don't know. He has been buried alive. His world is the silence and cold of the grave. Ever since his voice gave out and he lost the strength to scream, no coherent thought has passed through Koji's mind. Perhaps this is his brain's way of protecting him from despair. So he is still alive. Instead, he dreams. Images flash before his eyes, random, unconnected scenes from his 20 years of life. Not all are of happy times. There are sad, painful memories as well, but even these are pleasantly warm compared to the death that is now encroaching upon him. He dreams of mountains. His older brother once took him hunting for insects when he was a child. They sealed their caught butterflies in a plastic bag, only to later find themselves holding a bag of tiny corpses. He dreams of his lover. They met at a mixer, where he'd been the only one to realize that she couldn't hold her liquor. After she'd had too much to drink, he looked after her while she vomited in the back alley. They toasted each other with canned juice, and then... Is this supposed to be that blue? I think something's wrong with the game. No! I mean, it... Can I... What's the button to get rid of the text box? It says here somewhere, right? Yes, space. Okay, got it. Oh, God. Oh, God. That hurts my eyes, actually. Oh, boy. Okay, let me try to get through this as quick as I can. He dreams that he is diving into a black sea. When he reaches the bottom, he looks up to see the moon shining through the surface of the water. As he gazes up at the circle of light, entranced by the roundedness and brilliance, the distant rumbling of an engine reaches his ears. Something still conscious within him tells him that this dream is wrong. Have I ever gone diving at night before? The dots begin to connect in his mind, forming a barrier to separate his dreams from reality. What is bothering him? Of course, the sound. The engine noise gradually fades to a low idling, then abruptly gives way to silence, followed by the sound of a door opening and closing. This isn't a dream. These sounds are real. Okay, that was supposed to happen. Why? That was so blue, it was hurting my eyes. Like, yikes. Alright, oh, whatever. I guess that only lasted a minute. Understanding comes like a sudden blow. Giggity. This isn't the bottom of the sea, and that circle of light isn't the moon. It's the mouth of the well. The sun has already risen, and someone is right outside with a car. Let me guess, it's the certain old Dr. Air. Doctor, we're down here, please help! The last piece falls into place, and he becomes Tono Koji once more. Help! Koji shouts, surprised by how easily his voice emerges. His desperation blocks out the pain of his raw throat. Hey, I'm down here in the well, help me! He keeps screaming with all of his might. Soon, the echoes in the cramped well become deafening, and he is no longer certain if his screams have meaning, or if he is just howling wordlessly. Nevertheless, he continues. His only desire is to be heard, lest he die forgotten at the bottom of this well. Koji's wait is not long, but even a minute feels like eternity on the edge of despair. Despair! Soon the circle of light above him is partially eclipsed by the silhouette of a person staring down into the well. Toto, you alive down there? A woman's voice. Koji has heard it somewhere before, but this, for some reason, cannot remember to whom it belongs. Oh my god. Okay. Use your little memory box called the brain, okay? Who have you told in the past 24 hours where you were going and where you are? Think about that. Just hold on. I'll get you out. The silhouette vanishes, restoring the light to a perfect circle. Fear of being left alone again threatens to send Koji into a panic, but his reason has recovered enough to resist. Good boy. She said she's going to get me out. I haven't been abandoned. While waiting, he gingerly twists his body, which he had forgotten all about until now. His joints ache, and his fingers and toes are numb. Oof. But though exhausted, he's still in one piece. Yay! After some time, the silhouette reappears at the top of the well. Are you hurt? Can you climb a rope on your own? No, I don't think so. Koji lacks the confidence to attempt such a feat. His frozen fingers can barely move. Oh well, I'm coming down. Don't do that! Are you stupid? After a brief pause, the owner of the voice tosses a knotted climbing rope into the well. Okay. You do realize if that doesn't hold, then we're both dead down here. He grabs the rope as soon as it reaches him. The rough threads bite into his palm, and relief nearly overwhelms him at the sensation. Yeah, he has feeling. At least. Though it hurts. But that's understandable. This is really happening. He's really safe. Now that he's free from despair, questions leap to the forefront of his mind. First among them, who is his savior? The rope shakes as the woman climbs carefully down. The beam from the floodlight slung over her shoulder, pushing back the shadow cast by her body. Soon she is standing in the same mud as Koji, and he finds himself face to face with... Doctor? Yep, obviously. Were you expecting someone else? Koji indeed had not imagined that his savior would turn out to be Dr. Tanboyo Ryoko. Whatever. Of course, it took him a moment to recognize her. Instead of a white gown and tight skirt, she is wearing a heavy leather coat, denim jeans, and boots with no heel. He must have expected a hike through the mountains. I wonder why. Her light is a blocky all-purpose type featuring side-mounted fluorescent runners in addition to the main floodlight. I don't know why, but reading all that, my brain decided not to function properly, and I was having trouble going through all those words. Oh my god, okay. Anyway, we got through it. I don't know why, man. I don't know why. Maybe because it's late at night. Okay. Survival gear and professional grade by the look of it. Good for her, I don't care. Look awful, Dr. Tambo says wryly as she gives Koji a once-over. Here, drink this. Pulls a flask out of her pocket and hands it to him. Go slow. Take small sips. It should help a little. Thank you. He walks around with a flask. Maybe Koji's just old-fashioned, but it doesn't seem appropriate for a young woman and a doctor at that. Nevertheless, he unscrews the cap and takes a swig, and struggles to keep from coughing as the potent liquid sears his tongue. What is this? Spiritus vodka. Vodka! Girl, you need some help. Good for disinfecting wounds in a pinch, and also does a fine job of setting things on fire. Yeah, I can tell you're using it for none of those two reasons, but yeah, good job trying to hide that. Okay, anyways. Her tone is straightforward and quite serious. Koji can only gape at the doctor. The dark smile on her face doing little to ease his confusion. Is this really Dr. Tombo? There's no trace of the bookish, mild-mannered woman Koji met at the hospital. Her expression is now set in a hard mask, and her eyes are sharp and wary. In the darkness at the bottom of the well, it is possible, however unlikely, that the change in her features is due to the ominous shadows cast by her lamp. It's not so easy, however, to explain the change in her demeanor. Why are you here? You called me, didn't you? Ryoko replies, brusquely, glaring at Koji like an annoyed professor. Okay. Just in case, maybe I'll use this as thumbnail material. Okay. So, let's see here. He called me, didn't you? She blah, 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 blah. I tried calling back, but you didn't answer. Neither did your friend Tsukuba. Am I supposed to think everything's fine? No, but... Koji still doesn't understand why she acted so quickly. But it's a different part of what she just said that seizes his attention. Wait, Tsukuba? You called her too? Like I said, she didn't pick up either. To be honest, I figured you were both dead already. Well, kind of, sort of. That's right. He almost died. And at the hands of the man he thought was his best friend. Anger and frustration welled up inside of him. He can't forgive Fuminori's betrayal, nor can he forgive himself for his foolishness. And now he has no idea if Tsukuba is safe. Fuminori tried to kill Koji. Could he have done the same to her? Calm down, why don't you? Ryoko says irritably, turning away to examine the inside of the well. There's nothing you can do from here. If you thought something was wrong, Koji says to her back, then you must have called the police, right? The police? Still engrossed in her examination of the walls, Ryoko laughs scornfully at the idea. So you still think that's the way out, do you? What's that supposed to mean? Annoyed by her condescending attitude. Alright. Koji is about to demand answers when she cuts him off with a gesture and shines her light at the corner of the well. You didn't notice this? Huh? In the light of the lamp, Koji sees that some of the stones are a different shade than the rest of the wall. This must be what Ryoko was looking for. Huh. No, there wasn't enough light. Ryoko's gaze moves slowly along the wall, finally coming to a rest on a gap between two of the stones. The hole is just wide enough for an adult to reach into open-handed. You sure picked the right well to fall down, Ryoko says with a grim smile. Like they say, it's always the last place you look. Why do I feel like she's hiding something? It's like she knew it was down here. There was a way to get out. Weird. She wastes no time, thrusting her hand into the opening. After she feels around for a few seconds, Koji hears a thunk. of something solid coming together behind the wall. Doctor? Ryoko pulls her hand out and gives the different colored stones a gentle push. With a rumble of weights shifting, the stones slide smoothly back into the wall. So that's how you fooled me. I had no idea this was here the last time I came. Why do I smell bullshit when you say that? You've been here before. Koji wants answers, but Ryoko ignores him and peers into the opening. In the beam of her floodlight, Koji can see a concrete tunnel leading into the mountain. I'm going on ahead. You'd better stay here. Her warning is utterly devoid of warmth. Considering his options, Koji looks from the tunnel to the rope and back again. He's practically sweating now, thanks to the 190 proof vodka he just drank. But although feeling has returned to his fingers, he still doesn't have the strength to climb. Just in case. Thumbnail material is important. Okay. That said, the thought of being alone in the well makes him shiver. I'll go too. Please take me with you. Have it your way. Ryoko steps into the well without looking back, and Koji doesn't hesitate to follow. Yay! You were pretty different the last time we met, Koji says sarcastically. Following Ryoko as she moves cautiously down the tunnel with her light leading the way. This isn't the hospital, and you are not my patient. This service doesn't come with a smile. So this is who you really are? I wonder, does it matter? I don't know, does it matter? Does it? Kind of. I was stuck down here all damn night, you cold, heartless bitch! Anyway, Ryoko suddenly stops and stares at the floor. When Koji looks over her shoulder, he sees a dust-covered rope lying coiled up in the middle of the path. What is it? Something left by the last guy who came down that well. Ryoko picks up the rope, examines it, and hands it to Koji. It's about twice as long as my rope. It has a knot in it, and both ends have been severed. They were connected before to make a circle. Huh? You loop one end of the circle around something topside, then use the rest to climb down into the well. When you're at the bottom, you cut the circle open and pull the whole rope in with you. That way, there's nothing to show where you went. Ryoko shines her light down the tunnel, revealing that it ends in a closed wooden door, about 10 meters ahead. That's how he avoided detection. Really got me good. You said you've been here before? Yeah. You and Sakisaka aren't the only ones, Ryoko says dryly. I checked Ogwai's cabin a while back. Oh shit, she packing! Oh, this is thumbnail. She packing her lacking. Oh yeah, look at that. She's packing two ways. Giggity. Okay, what? As Ryoko speaks, she opens her coat and pulls out what she had hanging underneath. A big shotty. Oh yeah. You don't want to piss her off. If there aren't any other exits, then he's still behind that door. I would doubt that he would not have a other exit. So probably not likely that he's here. Just saying. And you plan on killing him? Oh boy. This Ogwai person is he's a bigger deal than I thought, huh? This is also getting a bit extreme. What is this story all about, huh? What is Saya exactly? Is she like a bioweapon that Ogwai made? I'm starting to suspect. At first, Koji thinks that she is holding a steel pipe, amazed that she would be carrying a weapon. Koji looks closer and is appalled. Why appalled? Appalled when he realizes what it really is. It's a shotgun, and you better not piss her off. A gun. Whoa, not just any gun, boyo, okay? Not just any gun, okay? And not one of those sleek handguns that he'd seen in the movies, but a double-barreled shotgun. The stock and barrels have been sawed down for easier concealment, enhancing its aura of brutal efficiency. Oh yeah. What is that? A 12 gauge, Ryoko replies not blindly, blandly, as though naming a brand of cigarettes. Oh my god, ain't she so cool? Uh-huh. Whew, I'm double thirsty tonight, holy shit. I don't have a permit, and cutting it down would be illegal even if I did. Any other questions? What are you planning to do with that thing? Use it? Don't piss me off. Ryoko looks over her shoulder and gives Koji her most chilling smile yet. When I first learned what Ogai was doing, I was a model citizen. Never even gotten a ticket. The woman who Koji believed was just a normal doctor waves her sawed-off shotgun menacingly as she continues, her tone sharp and bitter. If I'd had this back then, I could have killed Ogwai before he got away. Maybe then none of this would have happened. I feel bad about that, really. So, wait. Does that mean she actually does know what's going on with the Fukinori? What the fuck is his name again? Fukinori? Fucking piece of shit, more like. Anyways. Fuki! Fuki! Fucking piece of shit, mate. Oh boy. Anyway, enough of that piece of shit. Koji listens in silence, helpless to do anything but watch as understanding moves farther and farther out of his grasp. Oh! Look at that smile! Why so serious? Anyway, in other words, everything I do from here on out is to clean up this mess that you and your friends have stepped in. Remember that, and don't ask any unnecessary questions. Got it? Koji can only nod weakly in response. Good boy. I'll fetch you a treat later. The light in her... I'm sorry. Even after what we just saw last episode, oh my god, I feel dirty again. No. That was wrong, man, no! That piece of shit and Saya, they're both fucked up. Okay, I'm done. With a light in her left hand and a shotgun in her right, Ryoko walks up to the door and takes a deep breath. Then she kicks the door open, putting her full weight behind the blow. Holy shit. Flashbang. With a disappointingly feeble sound, the door breaks off of its hinges and falls down to the room. Dust billows with white smoke in the beam of Ryoko's light. Room is large, at least 35 meters square. The tiled floor is set with drainage grates. And there's no mistaking the operating table sitting in the middle of the room. Cabinets full of anemia-ware and drugs line one side of the space, and against the opposite wall stand a writing desk and bookshelves. What the fuck? This boy had his own operating station and was experimenting on Saya, maybe? Those things Koji recognizes, the mysterious objects cluttering these tables and shelves, however, are beyond his comprehension. Mirrors delicately engraved with complex patterns. On mirrors? Not a whiteboard or something? Jesus Christ, this guy was barbaric. More than usual, I mean. Grotesque statues and masks that must have been left by a race of savages. Tapestries woven in nauseating arrays of color. A crystal ball the size of an infant's head. A crystal fucking ball? Was he testing out witchcraft or something? Like, what the fuck? Motherfucker? Any would fetch a hefty price at an antique store, if not for the one thing they all have in common. Every last piece is so loathsome and foul that Koji feels sick just looking at it. It's as though each was designed for the sole sinister purpose of immortalizing its creator's hatred of the world. Rare-looking books of the sort that he found in Ogwai's home are piled here and there, and on one shelf are stacked some scrolls. Scrolls! Alright. That look to be made of some kind of sheepskin. Really? Or papyrus. Whatever it is, it's not paper. Finally, there are the indecipherable. Sorry, I fucked up there. Indecipherable chalk patterns and symbols filling every available space on the walls. Okay, even the walls. So that's okay. Even the two sliding blackboard. So he did have blackboard. Okay, well, whatever. Are covered in strange, unreadable scribblings. Just looking at them is making Koji dizzy. This guy was fucking crazy. Don't look! Ryoko snaps at him. Why? Wait, what? Why? Am I gonna get cursed? Help me! I want to see my future in that crystal ball. Ooh. Okay, anyways. Listen, don't move, and whatever you do, don't touch anything. Even if something draws your attention, don't look at it. If you see something that feels wrong, stare at your shoes. Got it? Yeah. Why? What? This is all confusing. Yeah, well, alright. Ryoko switches her lights, fluorescent runners on and sets it on a nearby table where it can illuminate the whole room. She then holsters her shotgun only to pull out an even more confusing set of tools. A digital camera and a can of spray paint. Why spray paint? She gives a can in her left hand a good shake, switches the camera in her right hand on, and steps up to the blackboard while looking at the camera's side-mounted screen. What the fuck is she doing exactly? After recording one set of symbols, she covers it with a thick layer of paint, then moves on to the next. Okay. Doctor. Lesson 1. Never look at strange symbols or read anything written in unusual languages like Latin. This bitch just said Latin. If you are about to tell me this is a supernatural thing with demons involved, I am going to laugh my fucking ass off. If you fucking tell me at the end of this fucking game there are demons involved, I'm going to fucking rage out so bad. After all this time, I thought it was psychological. I thought it was just something gone wrong with his brain. A parasite or something. I don't know. But if it goes the route of demons, prepare yourselves. Just drink the last of my water. I'm in trouble. I need to go get my water. Ah! Use a camera to record them for later, then paint over the original. Now that she mentions it, Koji realizes that she's only looking at the screen of the camera. Even then, only in short glimpses and never directly at any of the drawings. He understands what she's saying, but it still doesn't make any sense. Why do you have to? Now that you've come this far, you'd better shut up and listen for your own good. Things like crystal balls and mirrors are dangerous. Anything can happen if you break them. So it's best to cover them with a cloth or paint over them for the time being. Ghosts, great. Yep, supernatural. If I... Okay. Okay. We're getting there. Oh, okay. Koji begins to fear that this doctor might even be crazier than Fuminori. That's his name. Why was I... Okay, you know what? I still like my name for him better. Fukinori! Fukinori! Can we rename him Fukinori, please? I would have loved that. Despite the burst of energy he received from the vodka, Koji is still exhausted from his night in the well. I think I'm gonna need some of that vodka, if you please. Hand it over. Slash me fucking reaches through the screen, grabs the flask, pulls out of the screen. Takes a big ol' sippy sip. I RP'd the hell out of that, thank you very much. The fears affecting his body, making him dizzy and nauseous. Soon, the walls are covered in black paint, and the stale air is thick with the smell of turpentine. I should do it for now, Ryoko says with relief, then tosses the empty can aside and puts away her video camera. What happened to Ogwai? Koji asks, supporting himself against a nearby table. Oh, he was over there. Without stopping her examination of the papers on the writing table, Ryoko points nonchalantly to a Chinese-style screen standing in one corner of the room. Wait, did I read that right? He was over there. He was there. Her clinical choice of tense makes her meaning instantly obvious. The urge to see for himself is irresistible. Koji staggers across the room to the screen, taking the utmost care not to look at the scaly octopus thing that is painted on it. Alright. Moving away from that, behind the screen is a large, easy chair. Although he's never met the man before, Koji is fairly certain that the person sitting in it is Ogwai Masahiko. Oh my god! You still got your pearly whites. Ogwai's corpse must have shrunk significantly while drying in this sealed chamber. The body is barely the size of a child's, with only the business suit hanging from the bones offering any hint of Ogwai's former stature. Wait, what? I need to read that in my head again. What? The body is barely... His empty eye sockets and wide open jaw... Alright, if you're going to translate something, proofread it, especially when you're having it displayed over the CGI you used there, the picture. Because the words open, wide open, jaw, doesn't correlate well with the picture in the background there. You see, what I see, and what many of you maybe see, is not a wide open jaw filled with darkness. The same darkness that surrounded Koji at the bottom of the well. Gonna move along from that. Striking 2 points from that. Game is not looking good at me right now. Anyways. 2 points! 2 points! Compared to those gaping voids, the tiny hole in Ogwai's right temple is almost demure. The revolver that he presumably killed at, too early. Presumably used to kill himself, there we go, is still clenched in his dangling right hand. It looks like a child's toy compared to Ryoko's shotgun. He killed himself, huh? Ryoko must have noticed Ogwai's corpse while she was spray painting the walls. And still, she kept working without batting an eyelash. Impressive, though not exactly surprising after what she's been through. What he's been through. Why mention her and then he? Okay. It's getting difficult to remember the last time he spoke to someone sane. But if not for her, Koji reminds himself with a bitter smirk, he would have ended up joining this mummified corpse here. And no one would ever have found him. Koji's vision suddenly dims. He's pushed himself too hard and the vodka can't help him anymore. He collapses to the floor, unable to hang on to his slipping consciousness. And the last thing he sees are Ogwai Masahiko's gaping eye sockets staring at him. And apparently his wide open mouth. When he wakes, Koji finds himself lying on something dry and soft. A bed is a bed, he thinks to himself. You know, wiser words have never been said. A bed is a bed. It really is a bed, yeah. So smart. So very smart. He thinks to himself, even one that smells of mold and dust, and especially after sleeping in cold mud all night. There are no lights hanging from the ceiling, but the soft, warm light of a lamp fills the room. Simple furnishings, non-existent decor. Koji realizes that he's in Ogwai's cabin. In the bedroom that he searched before Fuminori pushed him into the well. You awake? Ryoko is sitting in a chair against the wall, her expression blank as she studies the pile of documents on the table in front of her. She must have brought him up. She must have brought them up, and him, from Ogwai's underground lab. She turns a page, then takes a bite from the sandwich in her free hand. If you feel up to eating, there is food over there. Without looking up from the files, she gestures towards the convenience store bag sitting in the nightstand. That's a pretty stupid fucking question. How did I get here? Koji can't imagine that a woman, even a woman like Ryoko, could have climbed out of the well with him on her back. There was a door behind one of the bookshelves down there, Ryoko mutters, taking care not to let the explanation interfere with her reading or eating. When I finally got it open, it led to the boiler room beneath the cabin. The other side was hidden with a thin layer of mortar. I figure that's how he got most of his supplies down there. Once he had everything he needed, he could seal it up and use the well instead. Pretty thorough. Was there really something in there that he needed to hide? There used to be. This is the last of it. Having finished her sandwich, Ryoko picks up some unsorted papers with her free hand and waves them in the air. Not all scholars want to get on stage at a... What? Not all scholars want to get on stage at a symposium and show their research the world, you know. Okay. Some nutcases get their kicks by learning secrets no one else knows, and by being buried with those secrets in hidden tomes that no one will ever find. Koji still hasn't the slightest idea what Ogwai's secret might have been. From what Ryoko said in that tunnel, however, he can guess that Fuminori is somehow involved. What happened to Fuminori? Koji asks desperately, no longer caring who he gets answers from. What does he have to do with that body down there? What is it that you are after? That's what I'm trying to find out, Ryoko replies coldly, as though Koji's concerns are none of hers. Why do I keep slightly going southern? Have you all noticed? I keep talking, like slightly as I progressively read, I keep going to the accent of being a southerner. I don't know why. Maybe it's because I'm watching a lot of Western films lately. It's weird. Well, not really Southwestern. You know what, shut up. Sakisaka told me that he was acting on behalf of one of Ogwai's relatives. Yes, he told me the same thing. Oh? Well, at least that's consistent. Ryoko pulls several sheets of loose-leaf paper from a different file. The truth is that Ogwai has no relatives. I thought that Sakisaka was simply lying. However, there was another possibility I should have considered. He might have been tricked by someone claiming to be Ogwai's family. Ryoko pauses, then looks sidelong at Koji. Does the name Saya ring a bell? Saya? No. Who is that? Who or what is the question? But the more I read, the less I understand. She sighs bitterly, then returns her attention to the papers in her hand. All I can say for sure is that it appears to have been the focus of Ogwai's research. If Sakisaka is involved with whatever Saya is, then he's already past the point of no return. The icy certainty in Ryoko's voice sends a chill down Koji's spine. If so, then what will you do? He has to ask, even though he already knows the answer. It's like I said, Ryoko replies, smirking at the tension in Koji's voice. I have no idea how many times I've wished I'd killed Ogwai when I had the chance. I won't make the same mistake twice. If I go to the police, it will all be over. Ryoko doesn't respond, as though she didn't even hear what Koji just said. Fuminori tried to kill me, Koji continues persistently. If I report him, he will be arrested and... Ryoko cuts him off harshly. You have witnesses? Proof? What was Sakisaka's motive? You know, Tono, you are completely misunderstanding what the police do. Their job isn't to fight for justice, or even to keep people safe. What are you saying? Finding reasonable explanations for unreasonable events. That's what the police are for. They will always choose to believe the simplest, most logical explanation. Just like how water always flows downhill. They aren't interested in the truth, they don't know or care that the truth is often stranger than fiction. They can't all be like that. I won't know until I try. Exactly, Ryoko states, as she pulls another sandwich out of the bag. That's the problem. She hasn't spared Koji a second glance since looking at him earlier. Even while talking, her attention is always focused on the papers in front of her. Let's say you accuse your friend of pushing you into a well. In addition to your statement, the police will consider 2 alternative versions of the truth. Maybe you're making it all up to frame your friend. Or, even simpler, it was an accident. You fell into the well by yourself, and the shock has made you paranoid or delusional. These 3 possibilities will compete to see which comes out with the most convincing evidence. No one knows which will be the winner. Are you willing to bet everything you have on your truth? Oof. Koji has no response. Can he really explain with cold, clear logic what drove Fuminori to do what he did? How can he convince anyone else when he doesn't even understand it himself? And here's the biggest problem, Ryoko says calmly, cutting into Koji's thoughts. While you are raising hell with the police, we'll lose our chance to corner Sakisaka. If he sees trouble coming, he'll go into hiding. And then we'll be right back at square one. She pauses to take a bite of her sandwich before finishing. Just like when I let Ogwai get away. A heavy silence falls upon them, with only the soft rustle of pages turning and Ryoko's hands to mark the passage of time. Please tell me, Doctor, Koji says, with his hushed voice breaking through the quiet. A crime is so unforgivable that you are determined to take justice into your own hands. What exactly did Ogwai do in that room down there? Once again, Ryoko ignores Koji's question. This time, however, Koji doesn't back down. His silent glare demands her attention as she pores through the documents before her. After some time, Ryoko rearranges the papers in her hands and sets them aside, as though having come to some conclusion. She then turns her chair to face Koji for the first time since he awoke. Listen, Tono. Her hard stare belies the calmness of her voice. You need to get out of this while you still can. There are a lot of fine hot springs around here. Go relax and don't return to Tokyo until you are ready to forget any of this ever happened. Forget? Koji feels anger rise within him. Omi was my girlfriend. Fuminori was my best friend, and you are telling me to forget about them? Yeah. Forget about them. Ryoko replies, coolly rebuffing Koji's anger. This isn't a suggestion. It's a warning. Ooh, it's a warning! Kitty needs to go bye-bye. Yes, yes, you do. Say bye-bye. Say bye-bye. Say bye-bye to everybody. Woo! Where was I? I was interrupted. It's a warning. Whatever they were to you, that's all over now. You will never see them again, I guarantee it. Then what about Tsubaka? Koji shouts, unable to control himself. She begged me for help on the phone. Something terrible was happening to her. And how many hours ago was that? Yeah, she's... if you think about it, she's long gone now, my man. Sorry. Yep. You just realized that, didn't you? Do you know how much time has passed since I saved you? How much longer do you think you would have lasted down there if I hadn't? She shakes her head, then declares coldly, "It's too late. She's already dead. Don't expect everyone to be as lucky as you." You heartless. Koji growls, unable to suppress his anger. If you found me dead in that well, you wouldn't have thought anything of it, would you? I was prepared for that, of course. Ryoko says with a shrug, unfazed by Koji's ire. Damn. I hardly expected to find you alive. It is futile to argue with this woman, Koji realizes. Her values are fundamentally different from his own. Nothing he can say will ever move her. Koji gets out of bed and stands on shaky legs. How long have I been asleep? About half a day? I envy your ability to recover so quickly. It's a privilege of youth, so enjoy it while it lasts. Koji looks at his watch and sees that it's 4 in the morning, which means that it was already early evening when Ryoko rescued him. Wait, what? Really? Are you sure about that? The impression I got was that it was like early morning, not early evening. Well, alright. Whatever you say there, buddy. He can't believe that he survived in that well for almost 2 days. 2 days? No, I don't believe that shit. In the mountain? In the water? In the well? Huh? Sorry, I had to. Realistically, nah, you wouldn't be alive. Now that the gaps in his memory have been filled with his sense of time has returned, he realizes that it's already Sunday morning. Ryoko's right. A lot of time has passed since he spoke to Yo on the phone. Koji grabs a sports drink and 2 jelly packs from the bag of food that Ryoko brought, then heads for the door. His legs are still a little unsteady, but he can compensate for that with sheer willpower. Just to make sure, mind telling me where you're going? Tokyo. Koji replies brusquely, his tone as hard as hers. Tsukuba might still be alive. I'm going to save her. I mean, technically she kind of is, but not really, no. I mean, she's lost all sense of will, I guess you can say. Kind of. I don't know the right word to use there in that situation. Well, whatever. You just don't listen, do you? I could say the same about you. Koji is expecting Ryoko to watch him go with that cold, mocking smile of hers. Instead, however, she sighs heavily and rests her jaw in her hands. Can't you wait a little longer? Somewhere in here. She thrusts her chin at the mountain of papers in front of her. Is the answer to what this thing called Saya is. I think you should wait until I figure that out and come up with a plan to deal with it. You would think that, since you are already convinced that Tsukuba is dead. In truth, Koji is extremely uneasy about going it alone. At the same time, however, he knows that he mustn't depend on Ryoko. Oh shit, alright. She's made it clear that she doesn't care about saving lives. Teaming up with her will only make it more difficult to salvage something, anything, out of this nightmare. Tono. Ryoko calls just before Koji steps out of the door. You almost got killed once already. Don't let it happen again. She picks something up from the table and tosses it to Koji. A gun? Yeah! When Koji catches it, he feels a solid weight fill his hand. It's a gun. Yeah! We're locked and loaded now, fellers. Wee-wee! I'm sorry. Oh my god. Sinikle, your American is showing. What? Okay, anyways. Jesus Christ. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. My what? Koji stares at the menacing shape of cold steel. Or metal, whatever. It's a revolver. The same one that was clenched in Ogwai's skeletal fist. Oh, really? It has 4 more shots. There's no safety, so just pull the trigger to fire. Excuse me, what? No safety. How you use it is up to you. If Koji were his usual cautious self, he would not hesitate to reject the dangerous offering. The only time you truly need a gun is when all hope is lost. He'd prefer not to fight a losing war. And yet, without even knowing it, Koji has already set foot in Ryoko's world, choosing instinct over reason. He accepts the small but deadly weapon and stuffs it into his pocket. There is no question that Koji intends to save Yo and bring Fuminori to answer for his crimes. In the back of his mind, however, he can hear the footsteps of Ruin approaching. Ruin? Oh my god. No! Alright. I wonder if this would be a good time to end it. Debating. Debating done. Cliffhanger it is. Let's do it. Yeah, bitches. Wee! Okay. Let's do it. Cliffhanger time. Okay. I feel that we are indeed getting very close to the end, so I think there's probably going to be about maybe 2 or 3 more videos. So stay tuned for that. Getting exciting. We got a weapon. For safety, of course. Maybe. By how things are progressing, I think we're going to be meeting a choice next time, maybe. And we'll see what happens after that. Maybe Koji ends up shooting someone, something. I don't know. We'll see. But until next time, I hope you all enjoyed. If you did, please like the video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, because there will be more soon. So stay tuned for that, and I'll see you all next time. See you then! Bye-bye!